Me and my sister, we have a past. We almost died at the hands of a witch. But that past made us stronger. We'd gotten a taste of blood, witch blood. And we haven't stopped since.
My name is Gretel, and this is my brother Hansel.
Do you think there's a new trend right now in the industry to translate these traditional stories, fairy tales, that are so enduring?
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of those lately, and so, you know, that's what happens in Hollywood. They always come in big chunks, you know. If something happens, you get 3 or 4 or 5 of those, and hopefully we have a fun version of it. But no, it's true. It's, you know, you have Snow White, you have Jack the Giant Killer, you have Riding Hood, and yeah, it's just great stories. And I think, for me personally, Hansel and Gretel was always my favorite fairy tale growing up. And
really?
Yeah, and it's just a great first act of a film, the fairy tale itself. It sets up the characters in such a great way, and I just thought it would be fun to taking these characters that all the world has heard about and try and do something new and fun with them.
I'm not going to have you telling me what to do.
How do you best kill a witch?
Cutting off her head tends to work.
I guess it's these fairy tales are, you know, they're in our psyche, they're in our culture, and people love them. And I think I mean, with our film particularly, it's not really a retelling of the fairy tale. It's more of a continuation of the fairy tale. So the original fairy tale is actually in there if you're not familiar with it. But it's good for us because it meant that we could do whatever we wanted, you know, with the sequel, if you will.
Yeah, and there's technology to make these a little bit more immersive, I suppose, versus, I don't know, if this was done in the 80s, it might have a lot of cheese. Yeah, it might be a little cheesier, but, you know, I just think there's a little bit more immersive with the, you know, with the technology they have today.
I hate that one.
In the last 2 weeks, we had 5 children taken from us.
A witch does not come out in the open like that. I don't think we're hunting witches. There's something else going on here.
We have to find those kids.
Let's start with this. Shoot anything that moves.
I see you got my invitation.
I have my sister. Well, that's new.
Hell yeah!
Good morning, sunshine.
Why are these stories so enduring? Why do you think people are still attached to these classic stories, fairy tales?
I think they play on the basic human fears. Like this one is about abandonment. And I don't know, they scare kids. I mean, they were designed to scare kids into submission, you know, behave, basically. So I think they really, they work on a kind of an emotional level. So that's why I think they constantly can be retold.
I just think it's about taking that fairy tale world and going crazy with it. You know, the fairy tale world is colorful, it's rich, it's dark and red and scary. And, you know, a lot of movies go. Of course, you know, when you do a realistic movie or you do an action movie, you take away colors. Sometimes you desaturate everything. But here, you're in a fantasy world, and for me, it was about playing with colors, playing with the world, and having fun with the action and creatures, of course.
But how far can you go as a director, you know, in a movie like this?
You can. For me, I mean, it was perfect because I could go as far as I wanted. And yeah, I felt like the Grimm brothers set it up in a great way, and when you inject humor into it, you can really take it in any direction you want. And as you know, probably you've seen it, and there's a lot of gore, which I love. I'm a big fan of gore, but it's hopefully always done in a fun way. That was the key to me.
You gotta be kidding me.